Oh my God, that really says live.
That's right. We're
My
live,
God.
man. How
Okay.
you doing?
Okay.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 247. I'm here with my longtime friend, customer, Mexican food fanatic, Andrew Chang.
Andrew Chang. Yeah.
Andrew Chang. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good. Kind
Yeah.
of making some adjustments to the live show. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agreed to it, and then kind of caught me by surprise. Now that we're actually doing it.
yeah, I mean, we're up. We're live. I mean,
Hope I don't get no hater comments on the screen or something like that. It's gonna really hurt my feelings.
yeah, we're gonna be nice, right? Everybody's gonna be nice. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's funny because when I started this, I did it live because I was I'm a big Joe Rogan guy, right? And watch Joe Rogan because he interviews all the fighters, right? And he does it live.
Joe Rogan made some money, dude.
Yeah,
Those
he did.
Spotify deals, good God.
Yeah.
I just went on a podcast. I was thinking that they could do something, and then they got signed by like a magazine or something like that. I was like, damn, because before there was actually a talk show like Joe Rogan in Taiwan called Kang Lai. Have you ever heard of it?
I think so.
Yeah, because your wife probably heard of it or something
Yeah.
like that. It has so many sponsors. I think they were making like $2 million an episode.
Okay,
or
damn.
something like that.
Okay.
They really made money.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, I love that. I love
Really
that.
interesting story. So I wanted to open up a gay bar because I thought gay bars make money. I was like, whatever, gay bar. But then because I'm not gay, I couldn't open up a gay bar. As it turns out, the person who is like the co-host of that show is a homosexual person. Ended up being like a major shareholder of the gay bar.
Oh, really?
Involved with. Yeah, now they open like multiple places. Like, and I knew it.
So the gay bar's making money?
Gay bars make, I guess, I'm right.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of drink like women, except they have alcoholic tolerances like men.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Nice.
All
And
right.
they got money. No, it's surprising. you
Yeah.
know. Somehow, I really feel like the homosexual community got a lot more money.
Okay.
They always
okay.
be like, well, you have like a really nice watch on, or
Really?
it's a really nice couch, and it's
Okay.
like a $500,000 NT couch or something like that.
Oh,
they
wow.
really know how to make money. Yeah.
Well,
Got the ability, the economic ability to, make those purchases. Because a lot of people, they go to bars, they don't even really try to pay for drinks or anything like that.
Really?
Well, I mean, haven't you been to a bar where somebody's just kind of like not really trying to spend money on drinking?
I've been to. I own a restaurant, and a lot of the times when we're holding events and stuff, I know that there is always a certain person that a certain few people that don't want to spend, and you can kind of see. I remember when we did a UFC event once.
I feel like it's not really they don't want to spend. It's more like an economic situation.
Yeah,
than
it's
anything,
possible. It's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we were doing a UFC event, and it had
Just showing it on the screens around here.
the UFCs. You mean?
Yeah,
Or-
the UFC. The UFC.
Yeah,
fight,
we
you
do.
just
We do.
had
Yeah.
them on- okay.
Yeah. Hey, man, you ever want to watch the fights?
You
We
know,
show them
really
all, yeah,
interesting
yeah.
story. So as it
Shoot.
turns out, I had a class with Max Holloway.
Really?
But then I skipped out because my wife was pissed off at me.
Okay.
So I ended up having the opportunity to meet Max Holloway. And then I just left.
Dude, did you see his last fight?
Yeah, I know, which is why I was like, interesting story. I literally actually was with Max Holloway in person. Yeah, like my family friend from the UFC gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out here?
No, in Shanghai.
Shanghai. Okay.
Oh, you know what? The fight that just happened, I ended up cornering a fight. It was on pay-per-view and stuff.
Tell me
like
about
that.
it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so there was this guy who randomly picked a fight with like my vice captain or something like that. I don't know, like I had a boxing group somehow ended up being the general Lissimo. Well, I guess it's because of my background.
Okay.
I kind of do like some of the coaching. Like I have the advantage of being understanding English, so like I'm able to watch like different YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Maybe learn a little bit more stuff that other people don't know. So I got the nickname General. Anyways, so he picked a fight with my vice captain, whatever we call him. And then it ended up being like a really big fight. It got on the news, like it was on the actual like TVBS news.
Okay.
And then it was completely sold out. And then I'm pretty sure it's the highest purse that I've ever had in Taiwan before. And yeah, John Jones and like Kamsa Chimaev or whatever trained at the guy's fight gym, like something MMA in Thailand. And then his coach was an ex-UFC fighter. Like he just retired, and I was like, whoa, this is so random. Because apparently he paid, right? He paid money to have the fight happen.
Okay.
Like he had money kind of rich somehow from like banking or like.
All right.
I think he's kind of rich.
Okay.
Like generally speaking, like I don't know. I don't actually know.
I don't know.
Anyways, picked the fight, paid money. Like we paid my vice captain money to fight him. And then we ended up winning.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like we had somebody else come in, and like I have a lot of experience coaching.
Okay.
Like I just kind of coach. I don't know, like like private one-on-one.
Okay.
Rather than like actually being like in the corner. So this other guy ended up being the main coach, and I was just a second. It actually worked out really well because I was like, I wouldn't have done a lot of this stuff. It's not my style.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't actually like it when people tell me what to do when I'm fighting. You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
like he was really very like specific, like do this combination
Okay.
and stuff like that. Ended up working really well because we won. You know, it was super essential. Apparently, there's going to be another fight.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 sec, dear dude. I think there's a couple of echoes going on here. It should be fixed now. I don't know why. So the last time we just did a podcast last week, and there was some update. The software updated, and then it just became like an absolute mess. And the audio was, and I totally been testing the crap out of it, and I had to like reinstall. Thank you, That's not the one. Reinstall. So it should be good now.
Okay.
It should be good now because I just had something wrong on there. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
yeah.
no. Because
Yeah,
you see,
there's
I
people
kind
are
of
like,
lost,
"What's going on with the audio?"
I kind of
Yeah.
lost track. And then,
No, it's good, bro. It's
yeah.
all good. It's all
so
good.
anyways, it was really random. Like the first time I lost a competition, so this guy planned a competition, and because we're known as like a militant group or something like that, we went to go like fight gangsters and like beat them up.
Okay.
So that happened, and then afterwards, the second iteration, it was the Hong Kongese gangsters come fight, because apparently like the guy was like a gangster or something like that.
Okay.
Like all different types of internet stories. I don't really want to quote it. I don't want to get sued. False accusations, I'm guessing.
Oh,
and
good.
so that happened. And then after that fight, the other guy, who ironically enough I have a history with for like multiple reasons, like he worked for like a family friend of mine, and then the first fighter that I ever trained knocked him out.
Awesome.
And then afterwards, he's
How does that
fighting
feel?
the vice captain. It's actually pretty interesting. I feel like fighting is a lot different than people expect it to be.
Sure.
Like you expect it to be a lot more emotionally charged because
Okay.
you looking at the weigh-in and stuff like that, and it's pretty emotionally charged. But like, Flash Daddy was like fucking pissed. The guy who
Yeah.
the fight. And then, like, I saw him
Oh,
on
that
the
was
day.
the guy.
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
Hong Kong guy.
Okay.
I saw him on the day of the fight with his coach, and I was like, yo, what's up, dude? Or, like, I was just talking to some people who were just in an argument, and I was just talking, like, man, I wish I could get some of that money. Because, like, honestly, I'm pretty sure, like, 100,000 NT to show and 100,000 NT to win is, like, kind of unheard of.
That's
in Taiwan.
unheard. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so I was like,
yeah.
for that kind of money, even I want to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go, man.
Because a lot
Shoot.
of the time, well, I probably end up wanting more money than that. But for, like, a first fight or something like that,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
you know,
that's good
reasonable
money.
sum of money. I don't want to get no brain damage for nothing. You know, that's
Yeah.
at least like, you know. So I don't know. You could go have some fun with that. Go on vacation.
Yeah, of course.
Buy something
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Maybe get a new shirt or something like that. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Get a few
Anyways,
shirts.
I ran into the same people like right afterwards, and everybody was all like just super nice and just like chatting like, oh, like known each other for years and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Nice.
And it was very cordial and polite. Even with Flash Daddy, I was like, hey, what's up? Dude? Afterwards, like Flash Daddy was like, he sent a message to my vice captain or
He's
whatever.
chilling. There you-
Boxpan. Oh, Boxpan.
Okay.
You know, like doing a little hashtag Boxpan.
Okay,
Because that's
okay.
his YouTube channel.
Okay. What was the message, man?
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, I didn't really mean the stuff I said. You fought really good, blah, blah, blah. So, like, it actually is a lot more cordial and polite than you'd expect.
I think that what happens is when people are doing like a fight camp and they're getting ready to fight. It's okay. They're getting ready to fight, and it's just like they got to get to the point where they're just about to explode, you know. And it's just like, okay, we're gonna fight. I can imagine, yeah. And then after that, you know, you either win, you lose, whatever. But you know, it's over. So yeah, we'll get another horchata for you in a sec.
No, it's
here,
fine.
bro.
I'll just drink water.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, lemon water is very interesting. It actually kills cancer.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if you, I have the unfortunate reality that there's probably no way I'm ever going to be able to get like a basal pH. But if you had a basal pH, because it's like acidic and base, right?
Okay.
But like if you had an internal basal pH.
Okay.
Or basic pH, I forget what it's called.
Okay.
Anyways, in like your body, then you would literally be in like like your body would naturally kill cancer cells.
Really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
like cancer cells actually need like acidic properties in order to grow
okay.
and stuff like that. All very interesting thing. If you fast, you actually kill cancer cells.
That I know.
24-hour fast. There's a whole new one where it's I don't know how Dana White did it.
Yeah, those
like
like 38, 83-hour water fast.
I don't know how many hours it is,
That's crazy.
but apparently
yeah.
it dropped your chance of getting cancer by 70%.
Well, the research that I've looked at, it seems to be like when you're because when you're eating, your body, your intestines are always moving. They're always doing stuff.
I
right?
actually have really detailed information about
Do
this.
you?
Would you like to hear it?
Sure. Yeah.
So,
let's go.
Before cancer becomes a cancerous cell, it's actually a regular cell that slowly kind of like transforms and mutates until it can no longer suffer or go through this process called cell apoptosis.
Okay.
Cell apoptosis is like controlled cell death. So like when cells don't function properly or something like that,
Okay.
if apoptosis happens, it like burns off the cell.
Gotcha.
And basically what ends up happening is if you don't create cell apoptosis, the whatever mutations in your cancer cells get to a point where eventually it starts replicating itself
Okay.
as like a flawed cell. So if you fast, those fastings and stuff like that, actually like cardiovascular activity, like anything where you pump your oxygen levels up
Okay.
to, it creates controlled cell death. So what ends up happening is like the very first batch of cells that ends up dying, and then like from there on out until they run out, is actually the pre-cancerous cells or the about to be cancer, the mutated cells.
Okay.
Are the further kind of like, it's like, what's that shit called? Natural selection.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they're like the weak.
They get phased out.
Yeah, so they're like the first ones that get phased out in the whole.
Okay.
Because my dad died of cancer, so I was always like, damn, what if I get cancer?
Understand.
And then
Okay.
so I did
Okay.
a lot of research on it. Yeah.
I did not know that, man.
Interesting
Okay.
facts.
Okay.
Yeah, I did research on that and like brain diseases.
Is that why you're always so fit?
A little bit.
You were
I
just
always
chatting.
wanted.
You
I
look like
always
you're
want-
25.
I always
dude.
wanted to
Yeah.
be a boxer.
Okay.
Except now, I don't really want to be a boxer.
Okay.
Like
What
I want,
changed?
like because like when I was a kid, I guess I'm kind of like a sociopath, you
Okay.
know? Or a psychopath.
Okay.
Apparently,
wanted to fight, you mean, or?
no. Like apparently, look, because people say psychopaths is like a really bad thing, right?
Okay.
But apparently, most psychopaths actually really know how to behave in
Okay.
society. So they get in like they like really think highly of themselves. But they actually get themselves in like really high-ranking positions in the world or something like that. So
Okay.
like one of the characteristics is like you think really highly of yourself. And so when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I'll just be like Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather,
Hell
no
yeah.
big deal. And then
We all love 'em.
like I completely believed it, know. And then as reality sits in, like I guess like somebody who ended up becoming my friend after a lot of years
Yeah.
just went to go fight. And I was like,
Oh man.
sometimes we don't really get along and stuff like that. But I was like, man, that motherfucker really trained his ass off.
Okay.
Like run up, like the Yangming-san over there.
Yeah.
He literally run from the bottom all the way up to the school,
Really?
like all the way up, and like once, maybe twice. So like you
okay,
go up to the
okay.
top and then right at the bottom, you go up to the top.
Okay.
Does like 1,000-meter sprints and stuff like that. And then he
Okay.
just went, and I'm pretty
That's
sure I don't
crazy.
know for a fact, but like
And
he
he-
went to
he's
go
your
make
age?
his dream. He's younger than me.
Okay.
Make his dreams come true, and then it didn't happen. And
Gotcha.
I don't know what exactly happened because I didn't actually watch the fight, but it's just like fuck me, man. And then you gotta go get like Parkinson's and like
Okay.
brain damage, and sometimes even with the sparring, I kind of feel it. So like I
Yeah.
now only do I always was always about just technical sparring.
Yeah.
But being at the boxing gym I was at, they were really usually more about like blood guts or like a
Gotcha, like a
old school
Rocky
boxing.
style,
Yeah,
old school.
yeah. And then I've
Apollo Creed.
always been about the technical sparring and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. But like even after that, like even just from sparring, not even
Okay.
like competitions, not doing it for that long because I started really late. My mom didn't let me go to the boxing gym and stuff like that. I
Okay.
was still like, damn, I still kind of feel some brain damages
Gotcha.
and stuff. So like a lifetime of that.
Okay. Yeah,
Unless-
that's got to be tough.
Unless it was like Tim Zoo, like in my mind, if it was Tim Zoo money, or
Okay.
like Keith Thurman money, or
Okay.
something like that, I would be like, okay, that's worth it.
Yeah, that's different.
But
That's
aside
like-
from that, like just a lot of professional fighters, man.
It's tough.
I just feel like the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
I agree.
recently,
Yeah,
so-
unfortunately, happens a
Oh,
lot.
boom, 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 boom.
Another one? No, you're good. So you're talking about growing up, learning boxing. So obviously,
I actually started with karate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I would have been a black belt. But then my mom didn't let me go to the tests. I guess I would have gotten into like competitions, never really like that. And then I got
Okay.
into football, and she didn't like that. Or no, I came back to Taiwan, and then I broke my ankle. And at the time, I was like, well, if you break your ankle, how are you supposed to be a football player? And then, like I had done martial arts, so I was like, oh, I'll just be a boxer, you know? And like I literally, genuinely believed that it could in a way it kind of could happen, because 10 years ago there was no fucking CFC, there was no
nothing.
prize money.
Yeah,
like
CFC's
like 10
only
years
been brand new.
like 10 years ago when I was saying that something like this was really going to happen, that boxing was going to hit in Taiwan, nobody would believe
Yeah.
it. So in a way I was actually kind of
It's
right.
tough.
You know, a little bit grandiose, but right in a way, you know.
It's been tough. It's a tough one, man. Boxing and even like the fighting sports, it's tough. Sports in Taiwan is tough. When I used to coach soccer here, and I had some kids that were like amazing, right? And I would tell the parents, this guy, he'll be able to put himself through college. You know, just he's got to keep playing. And as soon as everybody finishes grade 6, everybody quits and goes to Anqingban and Bushiban and all that stuff. And then I tell them like why, and they told me
It's
that
a different culture.
They said, you know what? There's no
it's a
money.
safer route.
There's no money in soccer.
Yeah, it's a safer route.
We don't care. So it was a bit of a bummer. It's actually soul crushing for a while.
Well,
that's why I changed. That's why I changed careers, man.
That's kind of the thing with
Yeah.
me with boxing.
Yeah.
And then I still like coaching some people.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. Got my little like sparring group.
Nice.
Give some advice. It's kind of fun. But then I'm kind of like, is it really worth
It's tough.
all the like damage
tough.
and stuff that you actually... CFC's actually, if you look at it from a perspective of that's actually supposed to be like a complete noob, like level.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
all
amateur,
professional
all new.
debuts.
Yeah.
It's actually
Yeah,
really
pro
tough.
debuts. Yeah,
it's
that's
really
good,
tough for
yeah.
all strict. Actually, technically speaking, those people didn't even pro debut.
That's
They
right.
were you're wearing official
Yeah.
size gloves. They're wearing 12 ounces, not 8 ounces. So like, even for like that level of competition at like that entry point is actually really, really tough.
Yeah, no, for
It's
sure.
really tough.
I know that.
I saw this guy at the last competition, fucking 190 centimeters, so that's like 6'5".
Yeah,
and,
that's huge. Okay.
And 140 pounds.
Ooh.
And can
like-
punch.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like,
It's like
what?
Sean O'Malley-ish, you know? That's
No,
crazy.
dude,
Even taller. Even taller.
Sean
than
O'Malley's like my height.
Is he?
That guy make me look short.
Okay.
Yeah, like
That's crazy.
183 is like
183. I'm 184 and a half.
yeah, so like
So
184
that's like-
is already like this much taller than me,
Yeah.
or something like that. So like and he's a junior welterweight. He only weighed
That's
140 pounds.
crazy.
I was
Oh,
like,
man.
how? And he can punch.
Okay.
Cause like if it was like 140 and that tall, and it was just like a skinny
Skinny guy who
twig,
can't punch.
yeah, then it's like whatever. But no, he's like a full grown, thick guy,
cool, dude.
you know.
Brother,
Crazy.
that's amazing.
Did you go to that fight?
You know what? That was the first ones that I missed in a while because but I heard that that baby monster guy fought. Like he's a friend of mine. I'm pretty sure he won. Yeah,
he won.
Gordon, right? Yeah, he's good.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's a super good guy. I got to commentate his last MMA fight for the WOTD, which is really cool. Love doing that. But man,
Nice guy.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your upbringing. Yeah, obviously. So the first time you came to the restaurant, we were chatting. You know, everything was cool, like now, just like this,
Okay.
chatting. And you know, when I went over, talked to my wife, she's like, "Do you know who that is?" And I said, "Yeah, it's his Drew." Right? And she's just like, "No, that's the great grandson of Chiang Kai-shek." And I was like,
yeah.
"What? Really?
Well, you know,
that's so cool."
I will
So,
tell you, it's
tell me about it.
surprisingly more normal than you'd expect.
Okay.
It's
So
a
tell
lot
me
more
about
down
that,
to
dude.
earth
Okay.
than you would expect. At least, like a lot of people, because if you didn't know, Taiwan actually has a super large percentage of its population as ultra high net worth individuals.
I could guess.
Yeah, so
I
it's a
could
really
guess that.
interesting statistic. Taiwan is ranked number 11 in the world for the number of super high net worth, ultra high net worth individuals that we have. But when you think about us in a population perspective, that's actually not a very large population.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it ends up breaking down to be a lot. And I mean, the dollar goes a long way in Taiwan. So you can have
Yeah.
like servants, multiple houses,
Yeah,
drivers, all this different type of stuff. Never had that. And,
Okay.
I don't really think it's a complaint. I actually kind of like the way my life is
Yeah.
now in a way. I kind of feel like it kind of made me the person I am. I'm pretty happy with the person I am. I'm
Solid
pretty happy
guy.
with the way things worked out, so it's fine.
Uh-huh.
But like I just feel like people kind of expect me to be. Actually, to this day, people just don't believe that I just don't have as much money as other people.
Okay.
They'd be like, your parents are hiding it from you or something. Like they just
Okay.
can't believe it,
That's
you know.
funny.
But
Okay.
my mom drives like a Toyota Camry that's kind of like busted up,
Okay.
and everything's just kind of like normal. Actually, you know what's a big problem? Crazy people.
Okay.
Like legit
Oh.
actual crazy people.
Okay.
Like there was one time where some guy like apparently kidnapped my friend and was gonna like kill him, but then it
What?
was like a con. And then, but then
Okay.
after that, right, another thing happened where the first time it was in the lobby, so it was like in the lobby of my building, it was like whatever, and
Okay.
this woman walked up to me and she's like, "Oh, I've been like talking to your father recently," and I was like, "But my dad's been dead for like literally like 20 at the time, like 25, 26 years."
Okay.
And then she was like, "Yeah, he's been speaking to me in my dreams," and I was like,
Oh.
"What?" And so
okay.
I take off running. I
What do
literally
you
take
say?
off.
Oh, that's
Oh
interesting.
no, I didn't even say. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
Just run.
ran away. I
That's-
figured get over. And then the next time it was weird because somebody ring the doorbell at my house.
Oh, jeez.
Same woman.
Oh no.
And then she'd be like, "Oh, your
Stalking you.
father invited me into, or like came to my dreams and said I had a piece of your brother's company." Which
Oh, no.
I found kind of weird because like, well, my brother don't even give that to me. You know, we're not on the best
Yeah.
terms. And I'm like, so who's this crazy person who did that? And also, this other woman somehow kept getting my phone number and being like, I'm her. She's my wife. Like, it was really interesting. 'Cause
Oh.
one time I was actually literally standing next to my wife when she called and was like, I'm your wife. And like, I don't understand how she hasn't
Oh,
gotten this
man.
phone number. It's been like 5 or 6 or 7 phone numbers. She finally didn't get this one. Like, I haven't gotten some weird, like, crazy stalker.
That's crazy, man.
One time, I'll tell
Okay.
you the truth. Somebody was like just standing behind me, staring at me for like I'm talking like 10,
Okay.
15 minutes. And I turn around and I was like, is this person like staring at me? Like, it was like really weird because at
Yeah.
first I was like just doing my thing, and then like 10 or 15 minutes into it, like I kind of still see the shadow behind me.
Okay.
So I like turn around and it's this woman just like staring at me, and she gets like all weirded out and stuff, and then she like squirms away from the vicinity.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's probably and the news reporters.
Jeez,
yeah,
man, okay.
There's like no. It's kind of annoying, but I like to say like it's because I'm like different, like I'm better than other people.
Understand.
Because in the news, like regular people, they actually have to be like censored in the face.
Okay.
But I don't get censored, so it's
Okay.
either I'm a slave or I'm like a statesman,
There you
like
go, brother.
Like I'm special, so I always say like it's because like I'm special and I'm different and better, and that's why it's like
I think
that.
you're special, man. You've been coming for a long time, and you're a good, solid dude,
That's what
man.
I was
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
Like
What's up?
we've known each other forever. I mean, this is
Long
actually not
time,
your
bro.
original restaurant.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I
We've been-
remember. I remember all the
Way back.
because you were talking about the ups and downs earlier. I was like, we need to wait until we get on live to talk
Yeah.
about this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a while, man. It's been a
yeah,
long time.
yeah.
Lots of ups and
Yeah,
downs,
I
man.
can't believe you started in Danshui.
The Dan Shui, man. Yeah, that was good. Good times, but it's tough. Opening a business and stuff. It's a tough road, man. It's a long road, and I think
I do
yeah.
wonder if in Danshui you could kind of do like a beach bar.
I think there are some. I think it's possible. It's Dan Shui is different now than it was like 15 years ago, whatever. So
Yeah, I'm
maybe
pretty-
worth looking into now.
I
yeah.
don't know. Is there that many people on the beach?
When I lived out by the beach, that beach was closed off. That Salon Beach
Uh-huh.
because some high school kids got drunk and died or something. So then they said it was the ghosts or something, ghost month or something. So I don't know. So that beach was shut down. But apparently now it's reopened and it's super nice again.
Yeah.
But it's been a long
I
time since I've been
wonder
out there.
because
Yeah.
I feel like that might be kind of cool.
Possible. I think it all depends on the atmosphere, the food, the drink. Like we were talking about the food here earlier. It's kind of like homemade. Like it's kind of like hearty.
Yeah,
and stuff. It's
it
different,
definitely
yeah.
feels like more homemade,
Yeah, bro.
less commercial.
Well,
I
I'll take
like
that as a
it.
compliment, man. Shit,
I
yeah.
like it. It's just very
We do
hearty
make-
and filling.
Yeah, we make like we eat here a lot, bro. So obviously, you have been, born here, raised here, right? Nope. Okay, there you go. So You weren't born here. All right.
Born and raised in California.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell me about that.
It was interesting.
Okay.
My dad died, and then like I didn't actually live with my parents for like a while. Like kind of bounced around.
Okay. Okay.
So that happened,
okay.
and then I just came back to Taiwan, and that was kind of like a culture shock.
How old were you
14,
when you came back
15.
here? 14. Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you were little, how was it explained to you that great grandfather was like the founder
You know, I wrote
of
a
this
book
country?
about it. I wrote a book. I won an award about it. I
Well,
was
look,
actually
shoot.
very proud of that.
Okay, so
I
tell
really
me a little-
was. Like I
where
was
can we
just
get the
being
book?
like,
Where can we get it?
You can't. I was written by
Can't
a
get
first
anymore.
grader.
Okay.
Come on
okay.
now, you know.
All right, okay.
I was just like, I just really thought like it made me,
It's cool. Yeah, tell me about
Sometimes
that.
I kind of feel like it's a psychological illness that other people forced on me because you see, growing up as I was a kid,
Gotcha.
people would always tell me like, you're different, you're special, like your family is like a god, basically like a god-like
It's like the
entity or
It's like
something
the,
like
the
that,
royal
right?
family.
Yeah, like your
basically. Okay.
royalty, you know, like you're just made different than other people. So, like as you listen to that, and it's like 100 times, 200
Oh, yeah.
times, 300 times.
Gotcha.
Like, if I actually start to believe it to a certain extent, is that really 100% my fault?
No, I
You know?
understand. Yeah.
And then sometimes I kind of feel like it really like kind of shaped my personality a little bit. Like I feel like I went through like a lot of drastic changes in my life. I'm always after definitely not a normal life.
Okay.
You know, like I kind of feel like I need to at least be a business owner or something
Yeah,
like that.
gotcha.
Like I feel like I have higher standards for myself than other people because like I cave to the pressure like it's really like a thing. It's
Do you
like
feel
literally
like you've
like a
been-
responsibility to be like that.
You feel
know?
like you've had like a spotlight on you
Oh
because
yeah.
because
But
you're-
like, you know,
yeah.
I kind of feel like it's like a responsibility
Okay.
to live with the responsibility of the spotlight, you know,
Yeah.
because it's there. So like you literally have to behave a certain standard better than other people at like in like every junction in life, you know.
and you're born with the spotlight.
Yeah,
basically,
you know, and
right?
it really like
Okay.
affect my personality and stuff like that. It causes me to think different. Like it's literally like something that like I have to think about. Like one time, this guy was in like a nightclub,
Okay.
and he wanted to like knock me out or something like that, and I fought like a lot of people, like a lot of times. I used to spar like 5 times a week, 6
Yeah.
times a week.
Then
something
it's
like that.
normal for you to
Yeah.
be like, okay.
And then like so. And then also like I'm a manic bipolar disorder, so like
Okay.
I will pop off.
Okay.
And I seem very different. Like I'll
Gotcha.
and you'll be like, why? Because I'm usually like a really nice chill guy. Like we've been talking for like I don't know how long because I can't see the actual time.
25,
but whatever.
28
like,
minutes,
Like
yeah.
I'm a pretty chill guy, you know. But then all of a sudden I get like really the opposite of chill, but like about this chill, but like mean, you know. But anyways, I was like, man, I don't want to get on the news or like go to prison or like all different types of stuff. And
Yep.
it's definitely like people may like when I go into the police station, if I go into court or something like
Yeah.
that, and I'm getting questioned or something like that, it is super obvious and super apparent that I am not just some other person. Like they all know me.
Okay.
They know my name. They know my background. They know where I live. Like maybe it's a little bit like preferential treatment in a way. Because
Okay.
like, you know, like let's say you're going through school or you're like in a
Sure.
restaurant, for example, and you know one guy, but the other guy a complete random stranger, but you know that guy, you know, you're more likely to approach him or maybe cut him a
Yeah.
discount, like let's say in
Yeah.
your store, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe give him some cauliflower wings or something like that, where
Okay.
you wouldn't do to some random person.
Gotcha.
You know,
Got
and it's pretty
cauliflower
apparent.
wings. No, just kidding. No, bro. No, look, like, yeah, like, so for me with the restaurant, we get like celebrities and stuff in here, and we get like famous people and stuff, and there's the two like trains of thought, right? So most places, when they have a famous person or a celebrity, they'll be like, oh my god, take pictures, sign this plate, sign my wall, sign all
People
this
don't
stuff,
really
right?
like that.
Right.
Like, I'm saying celebrities don't really like that.
That's why we don't do
Well,
any of that.
actually, I will tell you,
I've never done
I've
that.
had
Yeah.
positive and negative attention.
Okay,
And
okay.
positive attention when somebody asking me to like take a picture or something like that, I actually feel kind of cool. I'm like, oh,
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's okay.
Kind of nice. Like this was kind of nice too. You know, it's more positive because sometimes I get a negative media attention. That stuff's kind of negative
Yeah,
and stuff.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, do you remember the first time you went to CKS Memorial Hall, saw this like giant, like
I actually
Abraham
spent.
Lincoln
I actually
nest?
spent more
Yeah.
time. I didn't actually go there like
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
I actually went to his grave.
Okay.
You got like a special grave.
Gotcha.
It's like he actually never really wanted to be buried in Taiwan. Like it's like a thing from our prefecture in China where you get buried in the earth and like a final resting place, and he wanted
Okay.
to be returned to his final resting
Okay.
place, being like the motherland and like where he had because it's like a very special, like specific,
Okay.
like tomb. It's weird. Like it's like a literal, like a huge pyramid mound of dirt and like plants grow on it and
Okay,
stuff like
okay,
that.
okay.
It's not the standard thing
Okay.
that you get in other places.
Okay.
Anyways, so he is like kind of buried in like a mausoleum or something like that
Okay.
because he can't actually officially be put into the dirt because of whatever it is.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
I would go
Okay.
there every time.
Okay.
Every time I came back, and then
Okay. Okay.
I went to my grandma's house, which ironically enough was, at some point in time, the presidential.
Palace.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, you know, and it was in a way kind of normal because I mean I was kind of like drilled into it as like a kid.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
even before I came to Taiwan, you're special, you know, blah 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 blah. I get to Taiwan, you know, it's the presidential thing. Got guards and stuff like that. Go fishing with them.
Okay. Wow.
I had a really big house when I was a kid,
Okay.
and then it got taken away by the government.
Gotcha.
But I will tell you, it was big enough where it's now an apartment complex.
Oh wow.
We had
Okay.
a bear, an alligator,
What?
electric eels, a pack of dogs, flying squirrel, chimpanzee.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Mike Tyson, huh, to do with the tiger. That's so cool. You had the
Had a
life,
bear.
bro.
Had a bear.
A bear. That's just
Yeah.
as cool, brother. I think.
Our bears are cool.
Yeah,
Taiwan
the
actually
Taiwan
has its
bears
own
are cool.
indigenous bear.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's true,
our
true,
bear
Taiwan does,
was
yeah.
actually really liked us, but then it got scared because of a thunderstorm, and then like got malaria or something like that.
Shoot, I have a rabbit. That's funny, man. No, so like growing up, obviously that's you're saying that people are telling you all this stuff. When did it start? Like
Always.
just like you're born, they're like
Yeah, yeah.
you're royal.
Yeah.
Really?
Always, yeah.
So as long as you can remember.
Been
Far
on the
back
news since I can remember getting mad. Apparently, so I was talking to the paparazzi and stuff like that, and they
Okay.
tell me like I actually get more clickbait if I'm bad. So like if it's got a negative connotation, like it's more clickbaity than if it's a positive connotation.
Okay, so do something bad and let's get some views.
So that's what they do. So they like try to put a bad spin on. You know, my wife,
sure. Mm-hmm.
They put a bad news report. The highest click-through rate I've ever gotten before was like number 2 on the day or something like that.
Okay.
They put out a fake story where my wife was drunk at my wedding because you see, my wife has like a bad alcohol tolerance, so we were actually afraid of her getting drunk.
Okay.
Be embarrassing.
Gotcha.
So we actually filled up her wine bottle with grape juice. So the
Okay.
whole night she was grape juice. She
Cool.
never drank alcohol.
Yeah.
Put out a news report saying she was
They're like,
drunk.
"Oh,
and
she was
my mom was
drinking."
mad.
Yeah.
And highest click through I've ever gotten before. apparently.
Jeez. I think all of the negative stuff seems to pop off more for sure. I think that's normal everywhere. I mean, I guess
I don't
you know
even
more
want
than
to.
me.
I don't even really want to get into the details because again, I don't want to get sued. But I will tell
Yeah.
you. You know who the baddest apples are? The very people reporting the news.
Okay,
The
okay, okay.
person who owns that news reporting station is into some shit. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Okay.
You would be so surprised because you'd be like, isn't it your job to like get dirt on people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm honestly kind of afraid to talk too much shit
Yeah,
on like
don't.
live or like other stuff nowadays. Like I literally watch because I used to be more loose lipped and I used to like not filter out this type of stuff.
Gotcha.
You know, but then I realized like, oh, you know, there are powers that be. There are people you don't want to get mad.
Okay.
You
okay.
know.
Yeah,
So,
I understand
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the wedding. Congrats on that. I think my wedding my invitation was lost in the mail. It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
So you, when you have children,
Uh-huh.
what will be kind of like what are you going to tell them about the family history? That's such because for you,
I
it was
never
like,
really thought about
Yeah.
like the family history,
Yeah.
but I mean, maybe I would put that you're like
What's
it's
your view on
probably
that?
best to. I honestly never really thought about what
No,
I
I'm
was saying
curious.
to my family,
Hey,
but now
alright,
that you
okay.
brought it up, I
Yeah.
guess I would tie into my overall theme, which is like, you're pretty much like responsible for your life, and like if whatever bad happens, there's like really no way taking back, like rewinding time and taking back the mistake. You mess up bad enough in school, man, you're kind of done, but maybe just it's best to accept the fact that you're under the spotlight, because when you can accept the fact that you're under the spotlight, it actually is probably hugely beneficial.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine you can use it too.
No, because I used to be like dicks to cops and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it would turn one way, and then I've also tried the exact opposite of being like a nice and respectful, helpful guy. And the complete opposite happened.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And so to behave accordingly probably is a good thing. Like I also kind of feel like at the time, like when I was more rebellious and kind of like intentionally fucking messing around in order to...
Everybody does that in their when they're a teenager in their 20s.
Yeah, but I was like kind of intentionally doing it to like go against this whole being under the spotlight thing. Like if you're going to put me under the spotlight, I'm going to be especially bad or something like that. And when I decided not to do that, my life actually went a lot better. I kind of feel like even though me and my brothers don't really get along that much, we're probably better now than we've been in a long, long time, just multiple different things. I'm also kind of on like a positive show. I'm on Eddy Live.
Dude.
Right?
You are welcome back anytime, bro.
Sure.
You've been coming here for years.
Oh, yeah.
And I've always wanted to ask you, but like I said, at this restaurant, when the staff is freaking, oh my God, there's somebody famous, like just leave the person alone, because the person just wants to come and eat, and chill in the corner. So
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I'm really not. You just like asked me all of a sudden. Oh, I remember we were talking about the fact that I actually do this type of stuff on other shows.
Yeah, I was like, what? Really? Why don't you come on mine? What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
I didn't know you would do that. So
I will tell you, who knows? Maybe this is about to take off.
Yeah,
like I said,
cool.
the other two YouTube channels that I was on, one of them is now signed to a magazine.
I love it.
And the other one was my Vice Admirals thing went up to like 100,000 YouTube subscribers. He actually made a decent amount of money for like a while, and then it like died down.
Yeah.
But like, and then this fight happened, and then it must be as far as I know, the highest purse once you include the win money in there for sure.
Okay.
So that happened.
That's awesome.
Maybe this is about to take off. Who knows? It's two for three so far.
Been doing it for a while. I love it. I love to. With the restaurant, we get to meet a lot of really cool people, and there's a lot of really cool stories. And I'm super glad that you came, brother. Yeah. I still want to keep going though. That's cool.
Sure.
So, career-wise, like if you're going out, if you want to do work, or if you want to open a company or something like that. Do you feel like you could be treated differently? Because people will know who you are?
A lot of people try to rip me off.
Oh, shit. Okay.
A lot of people try to rip me off.
Like, this guy's rich. Just take what he's got.
Yep. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do underhanded stuff.
Really?
Very, very often. But, like, my boxing, like, a lot of people were always trying to, like, beat me up. Like, putting me in bad situations, putting me against people who I probably shouldn't have stood a chance of beating. My first student was actually somebody, you see what ended up happening was, like, I was going to box gym, the guy was like, you're not good at boxing. And then he put me in the ring with, like, some guy who had competed in a national competition who was, like, 7 weight classes above me.
Oh, okay.
I was like, well, if I suck, why are you putting me in, I think he was a cruiserweight, and I was a lightweight.
Okay.
So why you put and then why would you put me in with a guy like that? Because what he told me was it was gonna be some light shit.
Okay.
And then what ended up happening was I lost a couple of ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so then after that, what ended up happening was I fought him again. Okay. And then that's how I got my first student, because he was like, whoa, I can't believe, I guess I kind of kicked his ass. I got pretty bad.
Sweet.
Yeah. And that's how I got my first student. And that's how like all this stuff happened. But the point is, like, when people be doing underhanded stuff to you, and you have to kind of be on edge and stuff like that, it actually kind of, in a way, like force you to be better. I don't know. Like, I guess like once you get used to a high level of competition in a way, you're either gonna kind of rise to the occasion or you're not gonna rise to the occasion.
So how do you overcome stuff like that? Because obviously you've had the spotlight on you your whole life. People are trying to rip you off, right? So how are you able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna rise above that and just
maybe because I'm a good guy.
I mean,
maybe,
I think you're a
like
good guy.
honestly, maybe because I'm a good guy.
Okay, okay.
Like who knows? Like I met my first student. I didn't know shit about him, and I guess he kind of liked me the whole time. But like he was going through some shit.
Yeah.
So that happened, and like, well, the business that I want to do, I actually like got in contact with like some, like, guess like somebody who did, like who didn't want to rip me off. I kind of feel like I like to say like the people who like and don't like you, the percentage wise is about the same. Like
Okay.
It just really depends how many people you come into contact with, right?
Okay.
Like the number of people who hate Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson actually the same as Eddie
Yeah.
if you look at it from a percentage basis.
Okay, okay.
But once you look at it from a numerical basis, it's a little bit different, you know.
Where are
Anyways,
you? Where do you stand on the rock?
the same as everybody else, but numerically, it's probably a lot more the whole country knows. I like to say the whole country knows me. I might not know the whole country.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You like the rock?
The Rock?
Yeah.
My brother really likes The Rock. I've always liked The Rock.
I love the rock.
WWE.
man. Love the rock,
WWE.
man. Gotta love the rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's amazing, brother. So, man,
You know, my brother actually worked out with The Rock.
really?
Yeah, so The Rock came to Taiwan and like he heard a rumor that he was gonna be at the gym.
Okay.
So he was at the gym at the same time The
That's
Rock showed
crazy.
up and they were like
Oh my
working out
gosh.
next to each other. Whoa, The Rock fucking huge.
Oh, I can imagine the guy's
like,
massive.
like a massive monster of a man.
I
Like
can
like
imagine.
literally the size of a grizzly bear. But like in
Yeah.
got a shaved head.
Yeah, I've been a fan. I'm older than you. I've been a fan since he was, WWF way back in the day, man.
Are you
Way,
talking
way
about
back.
when he did the
people's eyebrow? Yeah, of course, man, for sure.
That's when I was a fan of him.
yeah,
at the beginning.
yeah. You must have been a kid.
But
I was.
Before John Cena came up.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, I think The Rock was with the Undertaker and Kane.
It was
The Rock
there.
like he was kind
came
of
out
like
with,
at the end, the tail end. Of
Nation of
Undertaker.
Domination. I don't know if you remember that. With Farouk Assad and all that old school stuff, man.
X-Pac and
X-Pac,
Triple
that was
H.
D-Generation X.
Yeah, D-Generation
man.
X, there you
D-Generation
go.
X. Yeah, so funny, dude. So talk a little bit more about your career, right? So is there an industry that you're thinking like I want to get into this industry? I want to
Import-export.
Import-export. Okay.
I was selling phones previously, but then
Okay.
some stuff happened with my business partner.
Okay.
We had different viewpoints on QC. And then
okay.
he had his own stuff, but I think it was kind of like a happy ending.
Okay.
Because he didn't actually rip me off; he just like dealt with
Oh.
his shit, and I kind of felt like it was his fault too. You know,
Okay,
because he
okay.
told like I kept telling him
He
like
owned
you
up to it.
you can't do shit like that. But now if you want to do shit like that, and then you're trying to blame me for, anyway. So, but
scapegoating you.
then in the end, like he kind of like it was like whatever. He actually hit me up not that long ago, and I was like, yeah, like I just didn't really want to hear about the failed business because I like literally didn't know anything about it until
Gotcha.
just like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just doing got
Import,
trying to do like
export.
actually that's like way off in the future. I don't know.
Opening
Really
a chain of Eddie's cantinas all over the islands. Yeah.
consider that,
There you
or maybe a beach bar. I honestly was really thinking about a beach bar.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, like
okay.
close early or something like that.
Yeah.
Rent's cheap out there too.
Rent's a lot cheaper, man. I mean, the closer you get to downtown, the crazier it gets, man. This is reasonably high still, but doable. It's doable.
Yeah.
I mean, so tell me about your growing up in the States. So you said you were there till till you were 14. So growing up,
I was a juvenile delinquent.
okay. Well, I think most of us were.
Yeah,
when we
my
grew
mom
up back
wasn't
then.
really around a lot,
Okay.
so like I ended up kind of rebel. Maybe it was to get her attention or something like that.
Sure, gotcha.
Yeah, that happened. I was actually a pretty good student for like a while, except for like the last quarter. It always happens like that. It's weird. Like high school, I ended up graduating early. Junior high, I had really good grades up until the last year, or like
Okay.
some year, and then it like drops off. Nothing
Special, nothing out of the ordinary. Because I mean, people are even while you're there, people are telling you you're special. You're the great grandson of the founding father. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
really.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody kind of. It's actually kind of surprising because when you're in America and you're like talking to like regular white people, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
They have-
they literally
no idea.
have like no idea, or maybe it's the same across all spectrums where like you're just really not expecting it to be so humble
Okay.
as it is, because even like let's say you're in Louisiana and like the
Yeah.
Bayou or something like that,
Yeah.
and you go like, oh, this guy's the descendant of
Yeah.
like royalty or something like that. Like
Yeah.
you probably honestly think like Queen Elizabeth,
Yeah. Okay,
Queen of
okay.
England, or some other like monarchy when it ended up not being like that. It was all kind of planned though. Like so my family like all lived in like government buildings.
Okay.
And then it all got taken away by the government, but that was like kind of the plan. Like we weren't supposed to buy like a bunch of real estate and be like Kim Jong-un or something like that. But,
Gotcha.
we're like literally it was like designed to like grow up more wholesomely.
Understandable.
Have less
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
kind of like give up the grip of power, which
Okay.
could have been. This actually could have been, what's that shit called? It's like is it called a tyrant? What's
Okay.
what
Could
do
be
they call like dictators?
Dictator,
It could have
okay.
it could have
Okay.
literally been a literal dictatorship.
Gotcha.
Could have factually been, and it was planned not to be a dictatorship.
Okay. Cool,
To become
yeah.
a democracy.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that. Yeah, so I guess like a lot of people probably have some misconceptions. Don't get me wrong, definitely not like it was like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I lived in a nice neighborhood. There was like, wealthy CEOs in my neighborhood and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. Just not like, I guess, super balling out of control. I mean,
Okay.
there's some people I know personally. I don't want to like name them
Sure. Whatever. all good.
in like name, but I mean they got like multiple houses across multiple countries, all in prime real estate locations,
Okay,
all
okay.
with the most high end. I haven't remodeled my house. I live in the same house I've been living in high school. Never got remodeled one time.
Gotcha.
All high end remodeling and stuff like that. Going on vacation. I heard if you want to live on a super yacht for 1 week, it costs $210,000 US.
I have
Yeah.
no idea about that.
Yeah.
You gotta ask
For-
Conor.
for like a
gotta
week.
ask Conor McGregor about
Yeah,
that stuff, man.
but so
Yeah.
like it's like there's like levels to it. It's definitely not
understand.
like that, and it honestly really wasn't. I actually kind of like right down to being under the spotlight, having a target. I kind of enjoy it.
Okay.
I'd like
okay.
it. I used to think it was some type of burden or something like
Okay,
that.
okay.
Until one day it kind of clicked with me that it's kind of like a blessing. Like you were like, oh, you look so fit, you look so young and stuff like that. I will tell you, it has
do.
a lot to do with the spotlight and the people trying to fuck me over and shit like that.
Okay.
It like forces me to like raise
Raise
the
the bar.
raise the
Okay,
bar. Otherwise,
okay, okay.
I'm gonna be around these people who are going to.
Okay.
I have to be like more alert and aware and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like in the box gym, a lot of the time I'd be like, man, I don't spar random people anymore. Like I
Yeah,
don't.
I
like,
wouldn't- yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like look at this shit. You see how my lips got the lines up top and stuff like that.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
guy
yeah,
like almost
yeah.
knocked out on my teeth.
I think that being sort of like a high level, sort of a person, anybody is going to want to have a chance. Can punch him in the face. I can spar him. Then they're going to take their
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
That happens to famous people, fighters, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But talking about boxing a little bit, what do you think of the Mike Tyson Jake Paul thing?
At first, I was thinking Mike Tyson got old, but truth be told, I didn't actually watch Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.
Okay.
I usually actually don't watch fights. I just kind of
Yeah.
watch the news reports and see
Okay.
the end result and maybe watch some highlights or something like that.
Yeah.
Did not watch at all the Roy Jones Jr. versus Mike Tyson fight until Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson came out. And then I was like, damn, Mike Tyson was really putting it on Roy Jones.
Yeah.
He was hitting him solid, but when
Yeah.
you're reading it in text form, it's a tie and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm thinking
You
Mike
just-
Tyson, he looked pretty good in the training videos and stuff like that. But like before that, I really, really genuinely thought, he a high risk traumatic brain injury
Yeah.
combatant.
Yeah.
But I always kind of felt like it probably doesn't really, or maybe it does kind of apply to Mike Tyson because he had that whole stint in prison and then he retired
Okay.
kind of early and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I feel like a lot of aging with boxing has to do with the damages that you incur.
Yeah. Fighting sports,
and then
for sure.
it kind of builds up over time.
Yeah.
Like take Bernard Hopkins, for example, right?
Uh-huh.
He boxed until he was really old and he was still fresh, like really, really old. But
Okay.
like he didn't actually start boxing till way late because
Okay.
he was in prison for like burglary
Oh, shoot.
or
Okay.
like
Gotcha.
manslaughter. So he was in prison until he was like 30, and then lo and behold, he's like the oldest active boxer like
Yeah.
ever or something like that.
Just got natural skill, I guess. Yeah.
I really feel like with boxing, the actual like physical requirements are lower than other people. It's really the mental,
Mental's tough.
like the mental problems, like brain damage don't go away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Concussions and stuff. It gets easier and easier to get concussions, and I think that is where a lot of aging comes in.
I think that's what happens with a lot of fighters who take a lot of punishment. Who can I think of right now? Like Cody Garbrandt. That guy's amazing, and he was just unbeatable machine.
And then all of a
when
sudden,
he just started getting knocked out
Yep.
every fight.
Yeah,
and then
because
it's
that's what happens.
It's crazy. Man.
It literally, because like when you get the scars in your brain, they don't go away, so it just ends up getting easier and easier for these. And then there's the weight cut. The weight cut's a big one.
Weight cut, yeah.
Because actually, what stops you from getting concussion is a layer of water around your brain.
Okay.
And then when you cut weight,
Oh, it's gone.
yeah. But I definitely feel like with boxing, especially because with MMA, I feel like it's a little bit more physically taxing. You got the kicks, you got to like wrestle and
You gotta
do
think a
stuff
little
like
more,
that.
right? Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's more physically demanding, right? You're like,
Okay.
a whole nother, like with boxing, you're just like kind of standing there.
Wrestling,
you can't
grappling
wrestle.
is kind of exhausting,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You know,
Boxing is also crazy.
also
too,
like you can. A lot of people say that boxing is safer for your brain than MMA. But like to me, it's like, how am I going to hit you with a haymaker harder than somebody can hit you with a spinning axe kick, or like a jumping kick or something
True.
like that?
That's
so
true.
I'm going to hit you with a jumping, or let's say a flying knee. So what you're saying is, maybe let's not even do like a spinning back elbow, right?
Yeah,
so what you're
yeah.
saying is, I can throw a haymaker
Yeah.
harder than somebody going to spinning back elbow or even regular elbow you.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. Of course.
I don't believe it. But I definitely feel like an aspect of boxing is like the aging is actually just damage.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then you get hit and
Yeah.
they say your chin goes, right? Because it's just,
But I
that's
wonder,
good.
so I've been wondering about Mike Tyson. He looked great.
He
great.
looks good, man. He's looking good.
And now that I'm having this conversation with you, he did go to prison for that whole rape thing for a couple of years.
He did? I
and
remember
then
that,
after
man.
that,
Yeah.
he didn't actually have so the rape thing happened, right?
Yeah, the
And then
Robin Givens,
And then
right?
after
Yeah.
that, he didn't actually fight that much before Lennox Lewis, and then he
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
And then previous to that, he really didn't take. He knocked like who did he not knock out before he went to prison?
Yeah, he was a monster,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
wonder
he's
if
amazing, though.
maybe he didn't really get that much wear and
Maybe
tear.
not. Yeah.
But Floyd Mayweather kind of seemed like he never gets hit. And
He
yet,
never gets hit.
Somehow I kind of feel like Floyd Mayweather probably got a little bit of.
He seems like
He talk a little
He seems
funny.
like he has been.
Yeah,
hit
he
for sure, man.
he talk, and that's coming from, honestly, like when you watch Floyd Mayweather fight, he like never. How many times has he actually legitimately gotten hit?
Hardly ever.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, hardly ever.
So you
yeah.
got to wonder.
And well, let's say he's pretty smart doing it the right way, like the money fights and stuff like that. Like he's made a lot of money. Like him and Connor, I think he made
Really
like
interesting.
200 million or something.
Apparently, he's held in Dubai right now.
I read that. That's because he didn't pay his
Yeah,
taxes,
which
or he owes somebody
yeah.
money or gambling debts or something.
Yeah, I don't
Which
know.
is crazy. I have no idea. I don't know, bro. But I got one more question, bro. So how do you balance, like going forward? Like you're your own guy, obviously, right? So how are you like balance, honoring the legacy of your family, but also you're still your own man. You still want to do your own thing. Like in the future, like obviously you've been doing it your whole life.
I feel like honestly, the problem with world today is a lot of people don't realize like the world isn't like sunshine or lollipops in a way. There's
That's
disappointment.
true.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, have dreams, have ambitions and stuff like that. But I feel like you also have to understand to a certain extent that things fail. Things don't work the way you want them to work. Will they? I mean, honestly, sometime for a while, I actually was like, like a war would be kind of cool. But in the end, like, we're just living in different times. Like, in reality, like, because the war, like, honestly, the war stuff is actually kind of like mainstream media at this point in time. But I kind of wonder, and I hope that most people are going to react like me and be like, I don't really like war sounds all good and gravy on the news and media, but we're talking about actual
bullets flying in the
and
freaking street. Yeah.
bombs and then a lot of people will just be like, I don't want to. You know what? Like, truth is, like, I'd probably be pissed off at the whole situation because I kind of feel like a lot of people behaving stupidly and stuff like that. So I'd have like a lot of pent up anger and rage and stuff like that. One might say I'd be very unhappy, and even then I'm like, man, but I got a wife, I got like a dog, I got cats, I like my life and stuff like that. And, you know, the world's just different these days. You know, of course, I do have my ambitions. I do want a successful import-export business.
Yeah,
I maybe do want to get into something that's important geopolitically. I don't necessarily feel like it's geopolitically so much as economically. Like nowadays, like, you know, for example, TSMC, what's it do other than make computer chips? But it's actually very geopolitically important, especially for Taiwan.
Of course.
So maybe by geopolitically, I mean economically or something like that. But there's also like a dose of, like a healthy hint of like, dude, it's all good and gravy that you want shit to happen like that, but it doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, but probably just keep trying. Like my brother's like a great example. Like,
But tell me, what's your brother do?
He runs a design studio that was like doing really bad, and then so like what ended up happening was he ended up being like a modern artist, like modern day artist, like a high end. Is that what it's called? High.
Yeah.
Like, what do you call
I know
like
nothing
high-end
about
art?
art,
Yeah,
bro.
but high-end art, is that what it is?
Okay, like
let's call it high-end art. Fine art.
Okay.
He actually makes fine art now.
Oh, sweet.
You know,
Nice.
and then guy literally paints all day,
Okay.
every day. Every single one of his exhibitions, he paints all the paintings.
Okay.
So he like live
Stays busy, yeah.
goes through like different artistic stages
Okay.
between the different shows because he's literally. But you have to understand like just how much
He's
like,
found his thing. He's found what he's like.
Well, it's not. I think that's one aspect of it, but you have to understand like how much dedication you have to draw paint like 150, 200 paintings every couple months or something like that, and that is a huge component to success. I like to say like success is really
The
like
discipline, right?
it's like the chances of success are really truly 1 in a million.
Yeah.
But if you try one time and you give up, you're probably not gonna get that 1 in a million chance.
That's
you know?
true.
And maybe you want to change what you're doing, but you still got to keep trying.
Pivot, right?
Yeah.
Get a little pivot, try.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. I love it.
Drop what doesn't work, but at the same time, got to keep trying.
I think so too. I think you have to keep trying because if you just give up. Like for us, we've done the people think, oh, we're doing so well. Danshui to there,
and then you had 2 stores and then 1 store.
And everybody's like, wow, you're amazing. But actually, we closed the Danshui store. We closed the other one. So that's also a failure, right? Like, we were happy that we closed the other one because
it's okay. You've been trading up, buddy.
It's okay. You know, it's tough. You know, so it's sometimes people will be like, oh, there's this new this, or there's this new whatever place. You know, are you worried? And I'm like, maybe 15 years ago when I was new and there was another taco place. Now I'm not saying.
But that's what I've been saying about like when you hit your 40s or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
shit gets more stable, and that's why you'll be looking more
trying,
fit.
man. I'm trying,
serious.
yeah,
the dad
trying,
bod like somehow at like 40 starts to go away rather than get worse for some people.
I think you just get older and you just stop giving a shit, right?
Things just get more stable. I guess you're probably just less distracted because you said it yourself like. Yeah, when I was new, and then now I'm stable, and then, so you don't have to think about it as much.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you have the family, and I have like my daughter, so a lot of my free time is just hanging out with my daughter. Recently, we got this little Pandora's box thing. It's like a video game arcade system, and we're playing like old like video games that I played as a kid, and we're just like, oh, let's play games.
Which games?
Like, all right. You know Secret of Mana? Like a Super Nintendo game. This is old, probably before you were born, man.
No, I actually.
But it's like old Nintendo, Super Nintendo, like old ass.
Like
games.
the Little Knights.
Yeah, it's like something like a Final Fantasy, like a Final Fantasy
like
kind. Yeah, but this specific one called Secret of Mana, you could actually do like a 2-player at the same time. So it was pretty cool. Anyway, so little things like that. I don't know. I love it, man. Yeah. I went back to Canada last summer for a month. It's way different than I remember it. It's still
much
nice.
easier to get grounded, I suppose.
Yeah, here, man.
I think it's a stage in life too.
Yeah, and well, people are always like, oh, you know, you always say how much you love Taiwan. It's true, and it's not cliche. I've been here for 20 years, and it's been great. It's been good to
Taiwan's
me.
honestly, in my
So
opinion,
convenient.
probably the best place to live in the world.
It is. It is.
For all its
exactly.
problems, it's probably one of the best places to live in the world.
It is. You know, so you're
Warmest
here.
people, safest place.
Yeah, people are nice. Weather's nice. Yeah, it's safe. I don't know. I love it. It's a great spot.
It
man.
is. It
I
is.
love it. I love
but I guess one downside is really more like a retirement spot.
I mean, it's like, for example, Tianmu is great for families and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
If you're like 20 and you want to go clubbing or something, yeah, it's not in
Well,
Tianmu.
I feel like
Yeah.
but there's just more like, let's say you go to the States in your 20s. There's more
Well, that's way
opportunities.
different. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
just more opportunities, higher pay and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true.
But
So I
it's,
think,
there's a trade-off because everything's so fast-paced
yeah,
in comparison. Yeah, I like the pacing of Taiwan.
Taiwan is great. And like I said, people are good. I don't know. I've had a good time. There are some nutters, like you've mentioned before. I've definitely met some, here.
But they're less bad.
But it's not like they're trying to stab you or anything. They're just weird.
they're way crazier
Yeah,
in like Canada and
yeah,
shit
they're-
like
they're
that. I'd
just
be like,
weird,
you, my friend,
yeah.
a little bit, stay away,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're
I,
like, okay.
I don't want to be an asshole, but get away from me.
Exactly.
Dude,
No, but I mean, like here, I think one of the downfalls of Taiwan for that is because people here are so nice. Like when I bring my wife or like my daughter,
they expect the same
we
thing in
go,
other
we go
places.
to another country, and there's like I have like this kind of a weirdo radar. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go on this side of the road,
But then they don't want to do that.
But they're just like, do.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
My
no,
wife
no,
do
no.
that too.
You need to notice that this guy, he's a little off. So we need to we're
yeah,
gonna avoid
my
that
wife do that
situation.
too.
They have no idea. When I took my wife to Mexico before we opened this restaurant, we were driving downtown, and my wife, has her arm out of the car recording, and my uncle's like, "Man, she's gonna lose her arm.
Really?
Get the arm, yeah, because it's Taiwan and Mexico, very different, man." Brother, you have anything you want to say before we call it, or what? That was great. We'll do it again sometime in the future.
Hope I didn't say anything inappropriate.
Ah, bro, you're the man. No, I love it. I appreciate.
I didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to say or anything like that.
No, I appreciate.
Because you gotta keep that stuff like an X for YouTube. Otherwise, you get the strikes.
It's okay.
All
We're
different
okay.
types of stuff, dude.
I
No,
know,
because I've
it's
done this
okay,
type
yeah.
of stuff, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, you get like some
People
fucking
with
better in the mail or
copyrights,
some
it
shit
goes
like
to-
that.
yeah,
What
yeah.
the whoa?
Yeah. Bro,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I hope you got a nice meal in.
Yeah.
I know
good-
you
good
live
stuff.
nearby.
Party,
so-
home cooked.
Thanks, brother.
Mexican dishes.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
very
Thank
solid.
you guys for watching.
Thanks a lot.
Let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel.